Hello students, as today we are going to start with a new session. Now we will read the new chapter from our book. Welcome to all to our new classes, and it's really nice to teach you all. Hope you all are fine and healthy. Let's start with a new chapter, reproduction of plants. You all know what is reproduction in. We all know that our Earth is the only planet which supports life. However, for life to go on, all living things must produce more of their kinds. That is, they have to produce so as to continue the cycles in our on the earth we have. Thus, reproduction becomes an important process for the continuity of life on the earth. So that reproduction in plants is important not only for them but for animals and human beings also. As you all know that so as to uh, continue the life we have to produce, like to follow the cycle on earth. Plants, animals, even human beings, they have to reproduce, the small ones, to continue the life on earth. As you all know that reproduction takes place from seeds, as seeds and its parts, seed germination, dispersal of seeds, and reproduction from other parts of plants. As you all know that, see the yellow part, a seed grows into a new plant if it reaches the soil and gets enough water, air and warmth. As students, as you all know that seeds needs a proper environment to regrow, like soil should be fertile, enough water is there, air and warmth is also there. Now we will read about reproduction from seeds. New plants mostly grow from seeds. A seed grows into a seedling when it is sown in the right type of soil and it receives sufficient amount of water, air and warmth. As I told you all, seeds needs a proper environment to grow, like fertile soil should be fertile and amount of water is needed and warmed also. This process by which a seed develops into a seedling is called germination. Some seeds are not fully developed when they are separated from their parent plants. Some seeds get destroyed because of strong winds or heavy rains. As you know that heavy winds, heavy rains destroy the seeds. Some do not get the right amount of soil, air, water. Such seeds do not grow into new plants. Seeds that get favorable conditions to grow only grow into new plants. Let us do an activity to see the parts of the seeds. See the activity given here. Let us do an activity to see the parts of seed. Activity 1. Take some gram or bean seeds. Soak them in water for 2 to 3 days. Take out one of the seeds and observe it carefully. You will observe that it has swelled up and it is easy to open. The outer covering is known as the seed coat. As given in the figure, seed coat is in a brown part. Remove the seed coat and you will see two seed sleeves, also known as cotyledons. See the cotyledons are there. Between the seed leaves, you will see the embryo or the baby plant develop. It has a tiny root or a tiny shoot. The baby shoot grows up to form the stem, and the baby root grows to form the root. The seeds leaves store the food for the baby plant till it grows its own leaves and starts making its food. As shown in the diagram, seed leaves are there, embryo, a small baby plant that takes energy from the seed leaves. Students, try this activity at home in your holidays. You will observe now. Come to next page. Now we will read about seed germination. When the seed gets the right condition of air, water, warmth, it germinates. As you all know, as we have studied earlier, seed needs proper environment to grow. Then only it germinates. A seed needs air to breathe and water to soften the seed coat. The water and stored food in the leaves mix to make soluble food for the embryo and warm to make the cells of the embryo active so that it starts growing. Now see the stages of germination. Whenever you do your work in your copy, you have to draw this diagram stages of germination. Now read the stages in germination. The first one, the seeds absorb water through the seed hole. The cells of the embryo start dividing and increasing in size. Now B1, the seed coats break open and the root are the radical sprouts and grows downwards. Now C1, then the shoots or the plumule starts growing upward, which later produces stem and leaves. D1, when the seedling grows green leaves, it starts making its own food. This is when the cotyledons dry and fall. Let us perform an activity to study the conditions necessary for a seed to germinate. Now read out the activity 2. Activity 2 tells that take 4 shallow dishes. Place cotton in each dish. Take a few gram seeds and put some of them on each dish. Now follow the steps given below for each dish. Dish 1. Keep this dish in a place where it gets adequate amount of air and warmth. The cotton should be moist. The second dish, place the second dish in the refrigerator and keep the cotton moist. And dish 3, place it where it can get adequate amount of air and warmth. Do not wet the cotton. Dish 4, place it where it can get adequate sunlight. Keep the seeds and the cotton covered with water. Come on to next page. See with the help of diagram. Dish 1, air plus water and warmth are present. Dish 2, air and water is given. Dish 3, air and warmth. And dish 4, sunlight and water. Students, you will record your observations after 48 hours in the observation table given below. Fill in your box according to the table given here. Now we will read about dispersal of seeds. If too many seeds are sown too close to each other, they will not be able to germinate. There will be a struggle for food, water, and sunlight. Seeds need adequate sunlight, air, and water to grow into healthy plants. That is, nature helps in scattering the seeds and ensures that they do not grow too close to each other. The process by which seeds are scattered away from the mother plant is called the seed dispersal. Seeds are dispersed in different ways. The agents that carries out dispersal are called as agents of dispersal. Some of the agents of dispersal are wind, water, animals, and by the explosion of the fruit. As students, in an easy way, you all know dispersal is something like when seed used to shift from one place to another with various means, like sometimes winds take away the seeds, heavy winds, water, animals. Now we will read about the dispersal by wind. Seeds that are small in size and light in weight are dispersed by wind. Those seeds which are lighter in weight can be blown away by wind, like cotton, hiptesh, and dandelions. Seeds are dispersed by wind. They have fine long hair around them, so they are easily carried away by the wind. Now, dispersal by water. The seeds of plants that grow in a near flowing water are generally dispersed by water. As you know that coconut trees grow in coastal region. Sometimes the coconut falls in the sea and starts floating in the sea water due to a thick coat of fiber gets carried away to far off places by water. The fiber of the fruit places it to flow in water. The lotus fruit is spongy and floats easily. Its seeds also travels to distant places along with the flow of water. This way, dispersal by water take place. Now we will read about dispersal by animals. Seeds dispersed by animals. Human being and animal eat fruits like cherries, mangoes, and lychees and throw away their seeds in different places. These thrown away seeds, upon getting the proper conditions, germinates into new plants. Some seeds, like those of apple, grass, xanthium, and tiger nail, have hooks or spines. They get stuck to the hairy skin of the animals and are carried away. Birds eat the fruits and the seeds are dispersed through their dropping. Dispersal by explosion. The fruits like peas and balsam burst open when they are ripe. Their seeds pop out and are scattered. Like given in the figure, seeds dispersed by explosion. A pea pod burst open. Reproductions from other parts of plants. Besides growing from seeds, new plants also grow from certain other parts such as roots, stem, and leaves of the parent plants. Now, reproduction from stem. Plants like rose, bougainvillea, hibiscus, and sugarcane grow from stem cutting. The stems are taken from the mother plant that have buds on them. Like we do this activity especially with rose. Plants that grow from stem. Potato and ginger have small buds on them. When these are planted in the soil, new shoots grow from these buds. Thank you students for the day, and stay connected with your studies. Hope you have understood the chapter, and we will continue the next page in our next class.